I was 16 years old, and on my mind more than anything was new rims and new tires for my car. All my buddies had the muscle cars, and it was just consuming my dreams, my thoughts. I remember my dad was a financial advisor, and he sat down and put his arm around me and had the old father-son talk and said, "Son, you've got the money. You could do that. You could make that expenditure." He said, "But let me tell you a little idea, give you an idea here of a different way you might invest that same money." And he said, "I think you're going to find you'll be really glad you did." Well, it wasn't but a few years later, and that was absolutely true. So thankful. In Luke 12, Jesus is talking about money. In fact, he's warning against greed, and he tells this story. Tells a story about a man who makes a boatload of money and is instantly consumed with a vision for his retirement that's very self-indulgent. And here's what Jesus says after sharing that story. He says, "But God said to him, 'You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you've prepared for yourself? This is how it will be with anyone who stores up things for himself, but is not rich toward God.'" Then Jesus goes on and he begins to say, don't worry. Don't set your heart and your mind and your worries on what you're going to eat, what you're going to drink, what you're going to wear. And he said, "Consider the lilies of the field, the ravens." He said, "Your Father feeds them. Your Father knows you need these things." But then he says this, as he wraps up this thing in Luke 12, "Do not set your heart on what you'll eat or worry about it, for the pagan world runs after all such things. Your Father knows you need them, but seek his kingdom, and these things will be given to you as well. Do not be afraid, little flock, for your Father has been pleased to give you the kingdom. Sell your possessions, give to the poor, provide purses for yourselves that will not wear out, a treasure in heaven that will not be exhausted, where no thief comes near, no moth destroys. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Can you hear it? A father putting his arm around you and I, reminding us of how deceitful riches can be, but we get to make an investment in our future. We get to leverage our money, our time, our talents. Our giving can reflect what we most treasure. Where our treasure is, our heart will be also. We get to do that and show off the fact that our Father is the greatest treasure of all. But here's the cool part. And invest in your eternity. What a rich blessing. May God help you and I to leverage all of our giving and our resources to reflect his priorities and to show off a love for him as our supreme treasure.